Hi everybody and welcome to this week's Tune In Tuesday. Yesterday I saw at the petrol station somebody was using the single-use plastic gloves that they dispense there for people to use when they're filling up with petrol. As I continued to watch, I saw them take them off, put them into the bin, but as a gust of wind blew, I saw them blow straight back out again. And it made me think, how many other places use so many of these single-use gloves every single day? It's not just petrol stations, but the healthcare industry, research laboratories, food preparations. If you go into Subway and just watch how many single-use plastic gloves they get through, it is ridiculous. Some estimates put it as 100 billion single-use disposable plastic gloves are thrown away every single year. If these are laid out glove after glove, that's enough distance to get you to the moon and back 30 times. So it's a massive worldwide problem. And I can understand that for things like the healthcare industry, this may have saved countless lives by reducing the risk of spread of infection and disease. And also in the healthcare industry, any of this waste is kept in a closed loop, incinerated, and the spill out into the environment is probably quite minimal. But for places like petrol stations, where they're exposed to the elements, is this one of the most severe cases of casual littering that happens across the world every single day? So I thought for this week's Tune In Tuesday, I would head up to the petrol station, walk around the grounds, and see just how many of these disposable gloves I can find. I found 48 of those plastic gloves surrounding this petrol station. Now I found that this was truly staggering because this is a fairly small and fairly new petrol station just on the north coast of Cornwall. So I thought, well, how does my 48 scale up to the rest of the UK? As of the end of 2017, there were around 8,422 petrol stations in the UK. This multiplied by my 48 gloves means that there could be potentially over 400,000 of these plastic gloves entering the environment. Now these plastic gloves have the exact same consequences as all the other kinds of plastics when they get into the environment, causing risk of entanglement, ingestion, and not just in the marine environment, but for land-based animals too. So what are the solutions? Well, TerraCycle with Spontex have started a recycling program which works exactly the same as the Walker's Crisp in that you can collect your gloves either publicly or privately, send them off to TerraCycle and they will recycle them. In this process they sterilise the gloves, then they put them through a process called cryo-milling, which means that they cool the gloves first, then they grind them into a powder which can be used for things like floor panels and athletic tracks. But as we know, we cannot recycle our way out of this problem. Reduce always has to come first. I think the biggest problem with these gloves is that they're labelled disposable gloves, which might lead people to think that you can just throw them away. But as we are aware, there is no away. So always reduce first. So, as always, any comments, any questions, please comment them below. Thank you so much for watching and I'll see you next week for next week's Tune In Tuesday.